I'm Dr. Ramesh Kumar and I'm a consultant neurosurgeon. I work at the National University Hospital of Malaysia, also known as UKM. It is situated in Cheras in Kuala Lumpur. So how did you get started in your field? I initially went to medical school. That was 6 years, after which I became an intern for a year. I did rotations, 3-month rotations through 4 different specialties, and then after that I spent another further 2 years becoming a senior house officer. During this time I spent 6 months through various rotations again. And I was very fortunate that during this time I had exposure to neurosurgery and I started to like it. So after I finished my training as a senior house officer, I applied for a training program job into neurosurgery. That took me 6 years to complete, with more exams at the end, until it brought me to becoming a consultant neurosurgeon. What skills and education do you require to do your job? I think one of the most important skills you require is to be patient. As you're dealing with stressful situations, difficult situations, you need to be hardworking, you need to have perseverance, determination, and empathy is very important as you are dealing with a profession where you're meeting people all the time. You need to be able to empathize with what they are feeling. You also have to be diplomatic and be able to break bad news. Being a doctor can be very stressful as you work very long hours. Being able to handle stress is very important. As a surgeon, you have to be very focused in what you do and very precise. And of course, you also have to be very good with your hands. What actually made you want to do your job, and is it still the same thing? Since I was a kid, I was very curious and passionate to find out how the brain works. It started off to finding out how the human body works, and then from then on I became more curious about how the brain works. In particular, the things that can go wrong and how to fix some of these problems. Yes, I still am very curious and passionate about the brain. What do you enjoy about your job, and what is difficult about your job? The part I enjoy about this job is the personal satisfaction you get in improving people's lives, getting patients mobile again, trying to get them back to their normal lives or back to work again. The other part I enjoy most about my job is operating. To me, doing an operation is like taking a jigsaw puzzle apart and then putting it all back together again. The difficulties in this job, it's very technical, and sometimes you're faced with unexpected scenarios and situations in which you have to think very quickly or come up with solutions very quickly. The other difficult part about, I think in general, being a doctor, not just a neurosurgeon, is breaking bad news. I've been a consultant neurosurgeon for more than 10 years, and I still find this a difficult part of the job. How does your job affect your lifestyle? Being a neurosurgeon or even being a doctor, unfortunately, the hours can be very unsociable. There are times you have to be what we say on call, in which you have to do emergency work. Neurosurgery, being a neurosurgeon, you're responsible for accident cases, and unfortunately a lot of these accidents tend to happen late at night or in the middle of the night. So sometimes you may be called to deal with these problems. Also, there are times when we have to work over the weekends. As a result, we may not have enough family time. So when I get a chance, I try and spend as much time as I can with my family. So what are the tips for people who want the same job as you? The most important thing, whether you want to be a neurosurgeon or a doctor, you have to be passionate about it. With passion then comes hard work and determination. Thank you.